basket brains, disc tours, and frisbee freaks. Emerald City Disc proudly brings to you the greatest podcast in the world. Kirby here, aka Darkwing Disc. Alongside me, as always, is the Fairway Finder, Ollie DePina. This is K.O.
Disc
Disc
Golf
Golf
Show.
Show. We might have nailed that one. Welcome to episode 121 of the K.O. Disc Golf Show. 121 is the Star Me episode. KO question of the week. What is one thing you would change about disc golf? Comment down below, and Ollie and I will get to it at the end of the episode. Ollie, how you doing, man? How's it going?
Doing good. We are had a pretty eventful week. I just got down from Rainier, which was really fun. I love mountains so much. It's one of my favorite things to research about. It's like the coolest thing I think about nature, honestly. Like Titanic plates just smashing, creating 10,000 plus foot peaks, I think is the coolest thing in the world.
The fact that they have snow on the top of them and it's all year round, you're like, what does that even do? That's crazy. Yeah. Really incredible.
It's so insane. And we made it 8,500 feet up. We were about less than a mile or around 1 mile from Camp Muir, which is the camp for that people go to sleep at to summit, which is I was like, oh, this is really cool.
That's sweet.
And yeah, I had an amazing time. And then the Nerf Frisbee was perfect. Camping with the Nerf Frisbee, I could not recommend it enough. Having it at the campsite, just being able to throw it around, not worry about anything. Yeah. It was awesome. And
that's sick.
So I really recommend having one of those next time you go camping. They're such a fun pass disc. That's about it for what I've done this week. I haven't done too much, I feel like. But had a good chill week, trying to figure some stuff out with work, and besides that, just happy to be here, and we're living. So there's that. But how you doing, Curb?
I'm doing pretty good. I spent my whole week basically just getting ready for South Sound Classic. Out there playing Shelton and Evergreen mostly. A little bit at Delphi, but not too much. Really just the one round. Played a couple practice rounds with Caleb Joyner. That was awesome. I caddied for Pierce Reynolds the whole weekend, and he caddied for me back. So that was really cool. Just spent the whole weekend hanging out with Pierce and with Grant. This is probably my favorite Pierce story that I'll ever be able to tell, I think. And this is probably a story I'll tell for a really long time. So on, I think Wednesday maybe, Caleb comes up to me and he's like, Kirby, I have something for you. And I was like, oh. He goes in his bag and he pulls out it's a hand sanitizer spray, and it is Mountain Dew Baja Blast scented. And I kind of look at the thing and I was like, what? Oh, it's hand sanitizer. Because it looks like mouth spray. I was like, that's kind of cool. So I put it in my bag, kind of move on with my day. We kind of talk, we joke around about it later. And Pierce is on my bag on Friday. And Saturday morning, I opened my bag up and I'm getting rid of all the garbage because Pierce and I were snacking and eating a bunch of stuff. And I find the wrapper to the Mountain Dew Baja Blast hand sanitizer. And I think to myself, I go, well, I didn't open that. It must have been Pierce. And then I think to myself, what are the chances that Pierce read this package and saw that it was hand sanitizer, right? So I get to Shelton and I'm caddying for Pierce and I'm talking with Grant. And it just hits me randomly. I'm whole 4 or 5 that I was like, oh, I remember the hand sanitizer. I go, hey Grant, did Pierce say anything about this last night? He goes, what is this? And so I tell him about this hand sanitizer. He goes, no, he didn't mention anything. Grant goes, when you ask him about it, ask him how that mouthwash was. Don't tell him what it was. And I was like, okay, got it. Pierce comes over and I was like, Pierce, did you open up that Baja Blast mouthwash? He goes, yeah. And I go, how was it? He goes, it was kind of mid. It tasted like Baja Blast, but I didn't like it that much. And at this point, I'm laughing so hard that I'm crying. I was like, and the fact that Pierce is so just upfront with being it's kind of mid. I think I thought it was all right, but not great. We're laughing hysterically. And he's like, what? We're next time, today when you grab my bag, check the bottle out, read the bottle, see what it says. He's like, what does it say? We're like, hand sanitizer. He's just like, oh. So then the rest of the day was that we're basically just getting Pierce drunk off of like 99%
Oh
alcohol.
my
And
God.
yeah, like he's over there taking shots of like Baja Blast Everclear, and
I
like he's gonna
love
get it.
caddying for Kirby. Like, this is amazing.
It's so chill. Like Pierce is gonna get a DUI on the way home, and it's gonna be all my fault. So, but in his defense, here is the hand sanitizer. And it does. I mean, it looks like it would be some kind of mouth spray. It does very clearly say on the front there, hand sanitizer. Um, Pretty freaking funny. It definitely smells like Mountain Dew Baja Blast. So that was like the funniest thing that happened to me all weekend. I was like, that's just
That's awesome. That's so
it's
awesome.
too
That's
good,
so funny.
too good. Too funny. So yeah. This morning we're doing this Tuesday morning, and before we did this, I did a lesson out at North Bend. Um, yeah, I have this met this like lady reached out to me on Instagram. It's super super awesome. They also have the last name Snyder.
Oh,
So when she reached out to me to see like, hey, is there any chance that you'd be able to set up some lessons? And I was like, for a fellow Snyder, of course. So it's been really really cool. I've been working with her son Adam. He is I think like 12 or 13 years old, and he loves frisbee. I mean, you could just tell that he's like really excited to get out there and throw. He likes putting, which is something that I'm like, that's so cool because like
that's
putting
great.
is yeah, like practice putting is like the most like boring thing that we do all the time. So if you can have fun doing that and you want to be out there practice putting, like that's really cool. That's going to create a really really good disc golfer in the future. So I'm excited. I'm excited for him. I have a lesson with him the next couple of weeks, so should be really really good there too.
Heck yeah.
But besides that, I mean, that's pretty much been my whole week. Yeah, it's just been a lot of being in Olympia. Oh, this is something. So I've been driving a lot. I've been going home and to Olympia every day, basically. And people suck on the road, man. Um, Terrible drivers all around, and I've kind of just I'm at a point now where I'm like, I don't even need to tell you to like fuck off. Like I just need you to know that what you did was stupid. So I'm officially at a point now where I'm just giving people the
Yes,
thumbs down.
yes,
I'm thumbs
yes,
downing people all over the
yes.
place, bro. And I'm super loose with them.
Dude,
I'm letting them fly. I don't give a shit anymore. Like,
I'm not like into road rage, and so
hmm
like I think like I've had like one bad instance where like you flip someone off and they get just so mad and you're like, okay, I didn't mean to do all this, like I didn't mean to
calm
make it
down, bro.
worse.
Yeah,
Like I just was saying you're an idiot for what you
yeah.
did. And now I'll do this and I'll go like I'll visibly turn it so they know I'm not liking this. And and it's such a I'm like, it's better than a thumbs, man. Like it just
Yeah.
gets everything I want and more with just a
Yes.
turn of the bad move.
Boo. Yeah.
Bad move.
Yeah.
Bad move.
I just try to boo people.
I
Boo as
boo
I'm
I'm into
driving by.
booing. I'm into booing.
It feels so like I feel satisfied. I feel like I got it out. And if you want to have road rage and you want to fight me over a thumbs down,
That's
I, so be it. Like that's a new level.
you could go talk to whoever in your family and be like, explain the situation, and they'll be like, he just thumbs you down, and you did what? It's like, no, you made the wrong move. You got thumbs
Yeah.
down, buddy.
Like you cut him off and he gave you a thumbs down. Like he said boo. I'd kind of boo you too. you
It was
know?
really funny. Roxy was driving the camper van. I'm a lot higher than any other car. Like you can literally move around to the back seats and stuff and sit down. It's like wow, it's like driving. It's so cool. But you're so much higher. I would just like as I'm driving, I'm like looking into people's cars and I'm like any bad driver, I'm like sitting there from the camper. It was awesome. I'm super into that. I'm in a big thumbs down era.
Hell yeah, yeah. Let us comment down below if you're on the middle finger or the thumbs down. I'm a thumbs down or all the way right now. Feels good, man. So I haven't gotten the opportunity yet to lock eyes with somebody and express the thumbs down and really see like the shame in their eyes and the disapproval in mine. So yeah, I'm
It
excited. I'm
almost,
excited for that.
I've had it one time. It almost turns the road rage into just like a laugh for both parties. Like they're like I looked at them in the eyes. I go, and they're like, so
Hell yeah.
I think it helps. I think it helps. I'm a fan.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. Now I'm glad I'm not the only one though. Yeah, like I said, I started doing it this week and felt great. All right, we're gonna get right into the tournament recap presented by Emerald City Discs. Tournament recap by
Emerald City.
Emerald City.
Emerald City Discs. This past weekend was the South Sound Classic. It is the Dips Discs 2026 South Sound Classic presented by Dynamic Discs DGPTQ Series event. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and a letter. 13 words and a letter to title this event. Great event. Honestly, Mark Hill did a fantastic job as he always does. He was out there. I was out there caddying for Pierce in the mornings, so we got out. His rounds were like 8:20 in the morning, and my rounds were at like 3:30 in the afternoon. Mark Hill was there the whole day. I would finish my round, and Mark Hill is waiting on the bench to answer any questions, receive any feedback. He's awesome. Love chatting with Mark, as always, as most people do. So just want to give him a big thank you and appreciate all the work that he did this weekend. There's not a lot of A tiers out in Washington, so us having one is special and it feels good. So. Um, my personal recap, I felt great at Delphi. This past week, I was really struggling throwing some shots. Um, I was kind of like getting like lazy on my throw. Like I feel like the disc was kind of dropping below my elbow, and that was kind of just leading to this like kind of awkward swing. So I spent a lot of this past week really getting the disc and my elbow kind of in line with each other and really coming across and pulling across. And after like really stubbornly like bringing it up here and kind of having a weird like kind of swing with it, I kind of smoothed it all out like right before the tournament, and then was throwing so far at Delphi. On hole 3, I beat the golf green in the sand bunker by like 40, 50 feet. Like I was not worried at all about like when it was coming into it, I was not like, oh no, that might hit the bunker. It was I'm clearing that bunker, no freaking problem. I was probably pin deep, just whatever 100 feet to the right of the pin, because it's in the trees over there. So felt great. Disc was coming on my hand really, really hot, coming out really, really clean. My putting wasn't there, which was really frustrating. I was giving myself a lot of 25 to 30 foot looks, and the putter was just falling short. It was really on line with the pole, which felt really good, but I would just kind of like hit the bucket and drop, and too many of those, and really like Delphi was my chance to put up like a super, super hot round because I was feeling really, really good that day. Get out to Shelton the next day. Played fine. Didn't really come off the tee super clean for a lot of the shots there, but was able to scramble and make my way up and down for a lot of those holes. I feel like Shelton this past weekend at Shelton was my first true opportunity to show off how hard I've been working on my forehand, because there was a lot of spots at Shelton where I needed to throw that 350, that 380 foot straight to hyzering forehand, and I executed 4 out of 5 of them really, really well. Throwing that 360 kind of distance and that kind of thing. So forehand really came together this weekend. Felt like a really nice showing of that. I threw them a ton at Evergreen. People will see I was on Fairway Media for round 3. He came out and filmed Evergreen, so you'll see a bunch of forehands coming on me out of there. So really excited to kind of show that off, and I'm happy that the work that I put in this off season is really kind of having some like fruition right now. So I don't even know if that's the right word to say, but you know what I mean.
The job.
Yeah. I thought Evergreen was kind of like personally, I said this last week. I think Evergreen's kind of a strange place to finish that event. I think Shelton would have made for a much more exciting final stretch. Hole 18 at Shelton is gnarly, and some really crazy stuff can happen, or somebody can throw an absolute dime through the trees there and then have the easiest approach shot ever to get up to the green.
Yep.
So a lot of really exciting stuff could happen. But there was a big swing at Evergreen. Um, we had rain in the middle of our round on round 3. All of a sudden, probably around hole 7 or 8, it started like raining, and nobody was ready for it. Nobody came prepared. Massive, massive shout out to Grant at that point because Grant ran from the course to the parking lot,
Wow.
back to the course with a couple of umbrellas. Pierce and I had an umbrella. He gave an umbrella to Daniel Fast's parents, which was incredibly nice of him to
That's
do.
so nice.
It's so cool of him. And then he gave an umbrella to Justin Banks, who was like not prepared for the rain. So his camera and all that was definitely super exposed and was gonna get drenched had Grant not ran and done that. So can't thank Grant enough. I mean, he was really like one of the MVPs of the weekend. That was like such a clutch moment. But that rain came and it really just kind of like knocked me out of my groove. And by the time I got back in my groove, I was already out of the competition. I realized that I just wasn't going to be able to like keep up and get the win with missing the holes that I missed, and then getting a couple of bogeys in that process too. So getting down the stretch, I looked at Pierce and I was like, "All right, buddy, we got to run the table here." I was like, "If we birdie out, we might have a chance." Which even then is kind of a long shot. He goes, "All right, let's go do it." And we went, and I got three in a row. And I had this kind of like long putt, and I look at him. I was like, we're running everything. Nothing matters if we don't make them, right? He goes, nothing matters if we don't make it. And it was just a little short. And I kind of looked at him and I go, I guess we're playing for third place or something. And it was like, okay, now like, what's the next thing? But
Yeah.
it was really cool, like talking with him, like going through my thought process of being like, hey, if I birdie out, like I'm not having a good round, but I have 9 holes to put together like the finale of a good round, and maybe we can do that and we can get something really cool happening here. So cool hanging out with him the whole time. Cool being able to kind of show him the way I'm kind of thinking about stuff. Are you seeing what's going on the screen?
Huh.
That's cool. And we got two ollies up there right now, and one of
Oh,
them
I
he's
it
looking.
kicked me out.
Oh, you're looking like hot in that other one. That screenshot's really good. I don't know if the people can see that, but doing something to me. Um. Okay. So. Um. Uh. Delphi. And kind of what's going on there with the South Sound Classic. Um. Delphi is charging a crazy amount to rent the space even for one day on a Friday. Talking with Mark, without giving like legit, I don't know like stern numbers or anything like that. Not that I even want to get into that, anyways. But
Yeah.
Delphi is charging a lot. I know when they did the Ragnar Rip, it was super. The greens fees were super super expensive for that. So I personally don't believe that Delphi will be. I don't think the future is having tournaments at Delphi. I think they just cost too much money. So I would not be surprised if even next year or the year after you see zero events at Delphi. Maybe leagues or something like that, sure, because I don't think they have to do the full reservation fee for the day kind of
Yeah.
thing, and they can just slide cards in. But yeah, I don't think going forward, South Sound Classic is going to be out at Delphi. I did hear a lot about a new course that they're building or have partially built down there. 18-hole course, has a couple of par fives, has a bunch of par fours. Um, Apparently very wooded. Right now, very rough as well. Like tons of stinging nettles, and it's like really just like not maintained at the moment because the course is still brand new. So the theory or the rumor is that the course will be, or instead of Delphi, we'll play there as the third course next year and kind of see how that
Wow.
goes. Um, I don't know. I don't know if that any of that's like necessarily like confirmed or anything like that. So I guess a lot of it will depend on how
The
much
new
work is
course is
done.
down in Olympia.
Yeah, it's in that same area. I forget exactly where it is, or I don't even know the name of it off the top of my head, but it
Wow.
sounds awesome. It sounds big and fun. So
Is this like
um,
almost like, oh wow, like a wooded long course? That sounds awesome.
yeah, I think it's going to be like from what I kind of picked up from people, it seems like it's going to be like Shelton esque, but not as great as Shelton is. As from what I understand, is like a rougher Shelton kind of thing. So, um, yeah, a lot of it's like untapped and unused land. Which I don't know, man. I love Delphi, and Delphi is always going to have a special place in my heart for like a lot of tournaments and that kind of thing. I have like some of my big wins there, with like the Pac X Cup and that kind of stuff. I've had some amazing moments out at Delphi, but
It's
I
like a
totally
it's
under
iconic in a way, like
yeah.
yeah, I hear you.
but I totally understand um, greens fees being too expensive and it just not being reasonable to host tournaments there because of how much they're charging for stuff. And honestly, like golfers, I've had great experiences with out there, but the clubhouse attendants or the clubhouse attendees, I've had problems with them at Delphi. So um, I don't know. It sucks to see. Like you said, Delphi is kind of iconic in a way, but yeah, we I don't know. I don't know if anything's going to be happening there in the future. But I'm going to get right into the winners here. Taking down MPO was John Babb. He did it over Timothy Tankley. Myself and Brian Johnson both tied for third. Um, Check out the Fairway Media coverage. That final round's insane. The putt that John Babb had to make to finish the tournament was absolutely insane. This like wicked 50-footer hyzer putt around a tree. If he misses that putt, he's probably way long and having to make a comeback or just to push a playoff, and instead absolutely bangs it for the birdie, takes the win. It was huge. It was awesome. So cool. The moment was incredible, and really happy that Fairway Media was there to document the whole thing. So go check that out when it comes out. I'm sure it'll come out probably later this week, if not early next week. I'm sure.
John Bat, yeah, that shot is so. He posted on his Instagram. It is that
Oh
was
yeah,
so iconic. I'm
it's so
like
cool.
the watching it and the fall and everything. I was like, oh, that's something to remember. That's a
Hmm.
huge win. Back like it's that was cool. It was cool.
Yeah. I was talking with Grant like right before that too, and I was like, and I told Grant, I was like, he's got to run it. Grant's like, I don't know, he's pretty far, and yeah, legitimately, there's like a tree in his way, and so Grant's like, I don't know about this and that, and I was like, bro, I wouldn't want to go to a playoff. I was like, I would just want to end it right here, and sure as shit, bam, just hit it right like that. It was so sweet. I had such a cool angle of it because I could see the putter arcing from where I was, the whole like around the tree, getting into the basket the whole way. It was awesome. It was so cool. Taking down FPO was Madison Tomeno over Brandy Cargill and ECD teammate Jennifer Rice, who tied for second. Winning MP40 was Christian Liebig over Hank Kerwin and Daniel Lilly. James Hustis won MP60. Christine Hustis won FP60. Kurt Bain won MP70. Nick Brenniger won MA1 over Alexander Maccabee, who came in second. Lilani Battle won FA1. Nicholas Moreno won MA40. Bex Warich won FA40. Eddie Love Ren won MA50. MA60 was won by Steve Smith. MA2 was won by Samuel Chapin Tosher. I probably butchered that. MA3 was won by Jeremy Baird, and FA3 was won by Sammy the Tutu Mayes. Uh, at,
Champagne Tosher. Yeah, I think you're
yeah, yeah, I have not seen that name before. At this event, I did hear that Allison Mabut, I heard she had a baby, which is incredible. Congratulations
wow.
to the Mabuts.
Congrats.
Yeah, so amazing. But that does kind of make sense as why we haven't really seen Madison very much, or Allison, I should say, why we haven't seen Allison very much in the last few months, or pretty much for the last like almost calendar year now, I want to say. But it kind of led me and Kayla into a really interesting conversation yesterday morning. If you subtract Ella Hansen from the equation, is Allison Mabut the best FPO player in the state?
No, Sayananda.
Oh, good call. Out in like
But I mean, it's
Spokane.
like the state's it's pretty like far in the state, but it is in the
Sure.
state. But I
Yeah.
mean, she's up there for sure.
Yeah. That's a really good pull. Really, really good
Allison
pull.
Mabbitt, I think when Corey Gerber Dolan's like competing, I think they have some really good ones. Consistency wise, last year Allison was at like so many events. It was like she was just balling. It seemed like.
Yeah.
Um,
I think I would take Allison over Corey just because of Allison's consistency and how much she
yeah,
plays. And I know Corey just doesn't have time to play nearly as consistently as consistent. But yeah, even going into like Danielle Keene is like a baller, right?
yeah.
And Danielle Keene's super, super good, but Allison's incredible. So
Yeah,
like, not to like discredit anybody else, but yeah, I think like as a Cyananda is such a good pull. I legitimately never even thought of that, but as Kayla and I were talking about it, I was like, I don't know, like I would like push come to shove, like I would trust Allison. Like I would bet a lot on Allison to win X, Y, and Z event and that kind of thing. So
yeah, no, for sure.
she's so good.
Yeah,
And Keller, uh I'm blanking on the first name. Tristan's wife, Tristan Keller, and his wife. Oh my god, this is gonna bug the crap out of me. She's one of the best FPO players too. Um, I'll find it later, and I'm gonna feel super super bad about it. But she's amazing. She's another one where I think she lives. They live like kind of north, kind of by like Raptors Knoll, I want to say. And
mm,
she's another one who's like another amazing FPO player. It's such a crime. I can't remember her name. That's so bad. I feel so bad about that now. Okay, we gotta move on. Time for the tournament look ahead.
Do I have everybody's attention now?
There can be only one World Wrestling Federation champion.
Acknowledge me.
Happening this coming weekend is going to be Shetac. This is going to be ran by my business partner Kayla Signs Oridi and Melissa Ketron. It is going to be 2 rounds on Sunday at SeaTac with a lunch break in the middle, 2 shotgun rounds. They are playing an alternate layout with adjusted pars. So from what I've seen, like hole 7 is going to play as a par 4, hole 11 will play as a par 4, 13 will play as a par 4, 23 will play as a par 5,
okay.
and 24 will play as a par 4. So just some of those like really really tough par 3s are going to just give them an extra par, which does make a lot of sense. Um, should be a really
Curious,
good event.
yeah, it's gonna be awesome to follow,
Yeah.
and curious the scores on that with the
Yeah.
adjusted pars. Like, how much of a mental change does that make to, like,
Yeah.
your game plan with that? It's cool.
And not feeling so defeated to get like some holes that you step up to that you're like, no, 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 I know best case scenario is I walk here with a 4, which is a bogey. Now you're like, I'm walking here with 4 with the par. Like mentally, that just doesn't wear on you nearly as much throughout the round. So I do understand all
Like, I'm
that.
I'm curious what the score number. Like, it's all subjective at par, but like, I'm just curious at how it's got to be like really like, because when you're pushing to be closer to an even or like under, it's like seems
Hmm.
more obtainable. Where it definitely could put a push on a lot of players. That'll be fun.
Yeah. Vanessa Stephanie will be out there. Really awesome to see. She had a baby last year or so. So she's probably just starting to get out and playing more and more, which is cool. Um, we haven't mentioned this is part of the Evergreen Women's Series. Ollie and I are huge supporters of that, so
Yep.
really, really cool to see there. Um, that's pretty much all that's going on this weekend too. There's some like leagues and stuff like that around, but that's the only like big tournament. So time to get right into the weather look ahead.
Weather look ahead.
Together we can reduce, reuse, and recycle for a greener future for disc golfers.
Oh yeah. Looking at the weather for this week here in SeaTac, god damn, it's going to be a hot couple of days. Tuesday I got mid 80s. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday I got high 80s. We're looking at 88, 89 or so. Saturday and Sunday back down to our low 80s, 81, 82, kind of on our high side. So going to be pretty toasty. Going to be a really really nice August week here in Seattle. Looking at rain for this week, it's looking pretty much rain free
Okay.
until we get to Sunday. And at 5 a.m. to 8 a.m., you have about a 10% chance of rain. Really nothing I'd be stressed about, but you might, while you're warming up out there, ladies, you might get a little sprinkle on you. Shouldn't be too bad, though. And it does look like the winds are going to be really, really down for Sunday. You're looking at a peak of like 4 or 5 miles an hour at 5, 6, 7 p.m. at night. So, should be a gorgeous day of disc golf out there on Sunday.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be
Yeah,
fun.
really good stuff. Um, ooh, Ollie, I just sent you the breakdown for Ledgestone.
Let's do it.
Ledgestone was happening this past weekend. I haven't sat down. Actually, like I mentioned, I don't sit down and fully watch the events totally. I put them on here at the store. So, um, did you get the email?
Yes.
All right, hit us when you're ready.
Here we go. All right, let's do this. Luke, I am your tailor. The Duke of FH, Luke Taylor, wins his first DGPT event of his career. Do you mean the? All right, we'll talk about this after. Down to the. Oh my God. Taylor wins his first DGPT event of his career, taking down the 2026 Ledgestone Open in a dramatic fashion over Gannon. Oh. Brrr. So, sullied in his Van Tipton finished in a strong third over Croquet Monsieur himself, Adam Hammis and Cheese. Dude, Hollywood. Oh, I like that. Hollywood Holland Hanley went into the final leading the event by a single stroke over Evelina Solomon. Grundy. Holland finishes the event 12 back of Evelina, who casually walked into the victory, going and shooting a 10-20. Gang, that was a funny one. That one got me. I'm not gonna lie. What, like every question, I was like, "What? Do you mean the Duke of Forehands?"
Yeah, that FH was forehand. I was lazy, didn't forehand.
Oh,
I
yeah.
like the long pause before the burr. That was really good.
You could tell how long I was reading it.
Hell yeah. Yeah, really, really crazy finish. Evelina absolutely like smoked that final round, and Holland kind of just fell apart there at the end. Um, Big swings from Gannon and from Sullivan Tipton and from Luke Taylor, all three of them at that final round. Adam Hammis was kind of just the odd man out of that last card. He really didn't have any shot, towards the end, but seemed like a lot of fun. I've seen a bunch of the highlights. I've seen some of those missed putts that go into the water and all that kind of stuff. So I'm excited to have it on the store have it
Yeah.
on at the store the next couple of days and check it out. All right, Ollie, are you ready for sound off? What's going on with them sounders, bro?
We are so in 2015 we lost 5 games in a row or something like that, or like maybe 3 and tied 2, or it was like a really bad streak. We have lost, no draws, 6 games in a row. This is the franchise low, and it is a new low. So it's a bummer. We're so hurt. We're so injured. We play a game and the first 20 minutes to start, like one of a newer starter that we got, or like we had Areola come in, and he's not a starter by any means, but he started the game and he gets hurt, and it's like, holy crap! Like, what do we? There's got to be something with the like trainers, or maybe the facility. Like, there is something going on that it's truly a bummer that like people are just getting injured and hurt, and we are basically like a semi-pro soccer team when you look across the MLS, and it's just teams making huge names and huge signings where I don't know, there's got to be some change. There's got to be something. um I woke up to the first rumor of us signing someone where I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Is it possible that Seattle gets relegated, or are they not in that league?
You can't get relegated in MLS.
Okay.
Which is good. And
Yeah.
also, like, I also disagree with, like, I think a perfect world, it's like in some years from now, like, what if FC Ballard gets to play against the Sound, like, or makes it to the MLS and the Sounders go, like, there's just so many possibilities where, but what does that look like? Like with, I don't know, what does that look like? But it seems really cool, and like, who wouldn't, I don't know. It works so well, and it is like the biggest sport for a reason. And in these countries, there is a relegation system, and we've seen the biggest of club names go from the top to the ashes to back to the top, and it's like honestly some of the better stories within that sport, so it is
Yeah.
cool, but nothing we can be worried about relegation. Maybe I think signing right now is the biggest thing. With that loss, we lost again to Portland 2-1. So we went down to Portland, who beat us 5-1 here, beat us 2-1 there. I think we're 3-13 in our last 4 games or 3 games, whatever it is.
Dirty.
And with that, yeah, we are tied with Portland, but they win the tiebreaker, so we are sitting out of the playoff line, which is just like it's upsetting. Like we had, I think our team, we started the season like not with like a ton of talent on our roster, and we started off so hot that like I think this expectation was like, no, this is just another good year for us. There's that. I don't think we were ever more than necessarily. I think we were like a 7th or 6th seed. We're not. We shouldn't be the 9th seed right now. Like we definitely are
Yeah.
better, but like with the talent we're signing, it's nothing. But this is where we could turn it around. Just last year, these Seattle Sounders won the league leagues cup, which is happening right now. So
Okay.
the Sounders next game we're playing Wednesday, and so the league cup is a mix between the Mexico League and the MLS, and they all come together. They play games kind of in a tournament style, and the best team is crowned. We got crowned that last year, which is so awesome, and like it was like a huge trophy for us. It meant a lot, and so to find some maybe this tournament again is where we find maybe our groove, which would be awesome. And maybe, but it is injuries, it is things, but like guys can step up, guys can play, and it's still possible.
Yeah. Nice. I'm gonna, as always, as I've done the last couple of weeks, I'm gonna lump in my Red Sox report in with the sound off. Trade deadline came and went, and this is the first trade deadline in maybe 3 years that I've actually been like, nice job, like pretty like you address needs. We traded a catcher who was sleeping with the other players' wives and girlfriends. That was like a real report happening. We traded him, and not only did we get rid of him, but we brought in Adley Rutschman,
Yeah.
like one of the best catchers in baseball. So as soon as he's healthy and ready to go, I'm pumped to have him on the team. So that seems like just a net positive overall. Really excited about that. Marcelo Meyer, who is supposed to be
He's
like
so cool.
our stud shortstop. He is such a cool dude. Um, I I didn't love the reports of him and Roman Anthony going out and hitting up all these restaurants in Boston and then being out till midnight, 2 in the morning, drinking, having fun, and doing all that stuff. I think those two were a little too tight. We traded away Marcelo Meyer. We got a nice lefty reliever back that I'm actually like pretty excited about. The guy looks like he's gassed, so that's going to be really cool. Hopefully, he turns into like a high leverage arm in the back of our bullpen with the rest of our guys. He could be like a 7th or 6th inning guy, and if he's dominant during that, it could be huge. But yeah, that will also clear up Roman Anthony's head, make him kind of commit to baseball a little more rather than like kind of going out in this nightlife kind of bullshit we hear him doing all the time. So I'm kind of excited for the rest of the season. Like, I kind of want to see what happens now. I was super out on them. I've been thinking about what I would do, like, if to kind of almost repay the team in a way from being so down on them in the beginning of the season. And my wife told me not to do this, which is going to be this is, I think, what makes it even more fun. If the Red Sox win the World Series, I will get a tattoo of whatever. So every week when we do the show, we do the Pokemon of the show. Whatever Pokemon is of that week, I will get that Pokemon tattooed on me wearing a Red Sox hat if the Red Sox go and win the World Series.
That's a easy bet to take with the other moves being made in the league.
I don't know. They might be the best team in the American League now.
Scuba.
Not in the American League.
I know. I'm just saying. Does it going to the World Series or winning it?
Winning the World Series.
Yeah. I'm just
Once
saying.
you're there, 7 games. We just swept the Dodgers like 2 days ago.
It don't matter
3
till
games.
October though.
We made Yamamoto look like a Yama bitch.
You know how many times I've seen regular season series translate to October?
Mookie Betts was looking like he
We
missed
talking about
Boston.
regular season.
Mookie Betts was like, "Take me back, take me
No.
back. I want to come back." And we were like, "Get out of here. We got Sedane, huge balls, Rafaela. We don't even need you, Mookie Betts. Get out of here."
Snell will be back. Glasnow will be back.
Snell, he can
Scooble.
Snell off. Yeah, Glass now. That's a good looking dude. I don't know. So that one I'm kind of
You
I
can't
get
even
that.
say anything.
Yeah, no, I got nothing for him.
What are you gonna do to hurt him? Nothing.
But yeah, no, I'm excited for the rest of the season. We'll see how it goes.
I'm not.
All right, time to answer the KO question of the week. What is one thing that you would change about disc golf, Ollie? What do you got?
I was thinking about this. It's kind of like, how strongly do I feel about it? I couldn't really think of anything too crazily. Where I think I went with like I guess maybe more intended vertical routes. That's maybe what I'd go for. More like walls to throw your disc over. Yeah.
Yeah, I see. That's kind of your style of stuff. Yeah, all right, all
But
right.
I think like the no jump putting is something I'm excited about and I'm ready to see implemented.
I'm big on the expanding circle 1 to circle 2 kind of stuff.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm big on those ideas. I'm really interested in like testing distances, like is 45 feet, 55 feet, 65. Like I don't really know what the number is, but like I'm interested in at least like seeing what seems right. And
Yeah, I know that there's no way they can just land on a number and be like, "No, this is it." Like, try
Yeah.
some stuff out. There's nothing.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
one's gonna be mad at you for trying something out at this event. Like, you are the governing body. You need to do things that make changes that actually help our sport grow. Where
Yes.
it's like push our sport, and that's what we. I don't know. I went and was reading about the PDGA directors. So when I went and voted, I was reading which ones are like actually. Most of them had a lot of good things. It's not like one of them, but I don't know. There's a couple that I like more.
You look for like progressive stuff or like maybe ideas that you're like, I never thought about that. That could be a good idea. That could be fun. Or you want to see people who seem organized and want to have ideas that may be similar with yours. Or
Exactly.
yeah. My long-term thing for disc golf, I would love to see the U-Disc take over the tour, or like maybe even starting their own tour of sorts.
Wow, I like that.
I think U-Disc could do it better than the PDGA does, and I think the PDGA should just be like the governing body and the ruling body, and then the tour should be its own thing that just uses the PDGA, right? And then the U-Disc can kind of do their own thing. So that was one that I was thinking of, and then honestly. And this is something that, like, on a day-to-day basis, like, I always hated the fist bumps at the end of the round, or on hole 18. So I think instead of fist bumps, we should just give each other little kisses. Just at the end. Yeah, little at the end. Comment down below what you would change in disc golf. All right, time for the draft, and then we're going to get on out of here. Draft for this week is landmarks we would like to visit. Ollie, would you like the first pick or the second two?
I feel like this is. I'll take the. Oh, wow. There's not. I don't know. Is there a direct one, man? I don't know.
I
But
don't
I'll
know.
take it. I'll take it.
Okay.
And it's off of places I would like to go. So most of these places are going to be places I've never been. So I can try to experience that. I've always wanted to go see the Eiffel Tower. I think I'd put it in there. I think it's an easy one.
Okay.
It's not the coolest landmark, I think, on my list, but it's definitely one of the most known. Like, you
It's
see
probably
that.
one of, most iconic, right?
Yeah. So I think it's a good take one. And I've never been to France or Paris, so that seems cool. So
Yeah. That's solid. My one is also one I've never been to, and that's going to be the Grand Canyon.
oh yeah, that was close up there.
Dude, it's so cool. I can just imagine like that, like how big it is and like how small you must feel staring down into the Grand Canyon like that. That's got to feel so sick. So that's one, and then another one that I thought would be really really cool would be Yellowstone National Park.
Yep.
What is it, like Old Faithful or Old Glory, whatever it is? So
Old Faithful.
yeah, I think that would be really really cool as well. Just
I
like
saw Old Faithful blow. It was worth it. It was worth it. It was sweet.
sounds. I'm
It's
in.
gas.
All right,
All
you
right.
got back to back here.
We're going to Africa with this one. We're going to Egypt. I want to go see them damn pyramids.
Yeah,
Another iconic.
it's
I don't
cool.
know how much actual fun I'd have just like looking at them, but I do want to see them before, it's
Nah,
over.
that's real. Yeah, yeah.
Never been to Egypt. Never think nothing like that. And then I think we go into like some like seven wonders of the world type shit. Or like I think we're getting like to one of those like I think it's in Jordan. Let me see if I can get the name of this thing. But it's like a one of those in ground like or like it's like a temple or a tomb that's like in the mountainside. It looks really crazy. Let me see if I can find where this is.
Temple in Jordan. The treasury. Oh man, there's no way I'm gonna pronounce that. I think it's just called the Great Temple.
Let's just go with that. Yeah, the Great Temple. Yeah, yeah. Exactly that one. But yeah, it's pretty cool looking. It's like carved in the side of a mountain. I think
That
those
does
are
look
like
sweet.
because they're so old, I think those are like some of the coolest
Can you
feats
go
of like
inside still?
mankind, like so far back and building like such intricate things. It's cool.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
the
we'll go there.
architecture is so well done. Yeah.
And then I think like I would like I don't my belief with mountains is like I don't really want like Rainier is cool enough because I could hike up 10,000 feet and
Wait,
just like come
wait.
down.
You've done your two. It's my turn.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, I
Well,
guess you
it
were here.
wasn't Rainier, so thank God.
My two picks here. These are going to be two that I have been to. The first one's going to be the Colosseum
Oh,
in Italy. It was awesome. It was so cool. Um, to stand there and being like, dude, there was like so much going on here 2,000, 3,000 years ago. Like just absolutely incredible. It is smaller than you realize. Like the outside, you're like, look at how freaking massive this place is. And you get in there and the actual like arena that the everybody was fighting in is like, I mean, it's like half of a football field or like the middle of a football field. It's really tiny. So really not very big space at all, but just mind blowing and just absolutely just like really just one of the highlights of our Italy trip without a doubt. And then the other one is going to be one that really close to my heart. I have been to this particular one dozens and dozens of times growing up, and that's Niagara
I was
Falls.
about to say, yeah.
Yep. So I grew up really close to Niagara Falls, so we would go there all the time growing up. It was honestly one of those things that I didn't even really appreciate when I was there. Wasn't until I left and brought people back then we all went to the Niagara Falls together, like my friends from college, and they were just like, "Look at this freaking thing! Like this is incredible!" And I kind of got the appreciation for it then, and there's certain areas that you can like walk underneath like the water
Oh,
running down over you, and you can just reach your arm out and like scoop water and take a sip, and it's just like the freshest, cleanest water that you could possibly drink. It's just it's amazing. It's
that's
so
cool.
cool. It's crazy to think how big and like how much water comes down, and they do this thing called the Maid of the Mist where they put you on a little boat and they bring you right into like the horseshoe of the
Yep.
falls, and that is just one of the coolest experiences.
Need to go do that one time. And now I'm on to my last pick.
Yeah.
Okay. I messed it up.
I
But
wonder what it could be.
well, we're switching it up, gang. We ain't doing it. I was gonna say like I've like I think like it's really sad to see like how trash like Everest has got from people like bringing so much shit up there and they don't bring it out. Like you just have
Mhm.
to leave it up there, and it's like literally like this like biggest coolest thing in nature, and it's like just getting trashed. So I don't have any like want to spend money to go do an expedition on anything like an Everest or a K2 or like I I like looking at the Nepali mountains and I like learning about them, but like it's sacred for a reason for a lot of those things where I'm like I don't need to do that. But
Mhm.
we're gonna go with and also the tombs were called Petra. The temple thing
Cartoons.
was Petra. And I think we're gonna go with on this last one. Like I kind of want to. This is you're done, yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah, like the Great Wall of China seems cool, but I don't know if
Oh,
it's like I don't know if it's necessarily like what I want to draft in a way.
yeah.
I liked the Grand Canyon. I know this seems so lame, but I might do it. Okay, Christ Redeemer is probably better. I'll do Christ Redeemer. My other one was I do really want to see a
Christ
Mount
Redeemer.
Rushmore. But
Oh yeah.
I
What's
think
Christ Redeemer?
the big Jesus statue in Brazil
Oh yeah,
that's
yeah,
like
yeah.
overlooking on that peak. It looks sick.
That's sick, dude. Hell yeah.
So Christ Redeemer,
Um,
we'll take Brazil.
Tight. So to round out our draft here, Ollie picked the Eiffel Tower. He picked pyramids, Future Temple, and the Christ Redeemer. I picked Grand Canyon, Yellowstone National Park, Coliseum, and Niagara Falls. Ollie, hit us with that music in that outro.
Episode 121, having a good time, loving it. We will see you next week. Confidence is how you go about your business. Cocky is when you have to explain to somebody. Ken Griffey Jr. Aim high, shoot low. We'll see you next week. Come on. Peace. Mountain do it.